Hey there, all you overworked and underpaid educators. Welcome back to No Fuss November. So, here's the thing I had a few tools that I wanted to show you today, just a couple of quick wins. But then my coffee kicked in and I got a little excited. And honestly, I went a little cray cray with Brisk. So, this episode is all about Brisk and taking one resource, a Google Doc, an article, a website, or whatever informational, instructional thing you've got lying around, and turning it into practically anything and everything you want. Guided notes, inquiry worksheets, scaffolded exit tickets, podcasts, presentations, lesson plans, unit plans, basically the Swiss Army knife of lesson creation and teacher creation, teacher resource creation. So let's sit back, watch the magic happen, and get ready to see how Brisk can seriously cut down your planning time and change your teacher life. Let's go. Okay, everyone, hold on to your horses because we are diving into Brisk and some of the things that you can do with it. Not all, because there's a lot you can do with this. So, right here, I have a informational text on non-renewable energy. Really good information. I want the kids to do something with it. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this Brisk, and I'm going to create, and let's create some guided notes. I'm going to hit next. If I want to, I can hit the standards and add standards in there so it's more succinct to what my standards are. Sorry, I clicked out of that accidentally. So, where was it? Guided notes. Hit next. And then topic or focus of the lesson, non-renewable energy sources. Then I'm going to brisk it. And I'm going to pause here while the magic happens. But you'll see that as in real time, it's going to auto create a document. And then it's just going to start doing its magic right now. Right now. And it's just going to create a guided notes for you. I'm going to pause here while it finishes and then we'll come back. Okay, so it finished. It took about 20 seconds to do this. And basically, it took this article that we had and it created guided notes so that students, as they're reading, they can do these fill in the blank notes. Now, it gave me 6 pages, which is a lot. Obviously, you're going to go through and review it and make adjustments as needed. But it has this really nice layout of guided notes. At the bottom, it also gives you the answer key. So that is super easy and time saving for you. So we have our guided notes. Another thing that we can do is we are in here, non-renewable energy. Maybe I want to support students with their listening skills. So I'm going to create, and let's create, where did it go? I want to create a podcast. So create an educational podcast about this webpage, 4 to 5 minutes. I can change it. And then I'm going to brisk it. And as it loads, it's going to create in real time. Probably going to take about 20, 30 seconds. I'm going to pause while it loads and then I'll come back once it's finished. Okay, so it finished creating the resource, and now I have a podcast based on this informational text and a transcript with it based on that information. And if I click play, it's just going to read as a podcast. So this takes this informational text and turns it into a listening activity. If I want to go a step further, I can click my Brisk. I want to boost this student activity, create from this webpage, and now I want to create an exit ticket. So this could be an independent station activity where they listen to the podcast, they do the guided reading handouts, and then maybe I want an exit ticket here at the end. So we are going to change from tutor. I want exit ticket. They have all of these different things. You can do a hook, a tutor, a character chat for my ELA peeps out there, real world math, practice math problems. This Brisk Boost is awesome. Please come talk to me if you have any questions or want to explore it. So I want to create an activity about the attached podcast. I can add a rubric, I can add standards, and I'm going to hit continue. And what this is going to do is it's automatically going to give us our learning objectives, AI guardrails, scaffolding, and all of this is editable. So if you want to change the learning objectives, or I want to touch AI guardrails, it does a pretty good job with that. And then scaffolding, it has like for struggling students, for advanced students. So this differentiates it for students based on where they are. So when I create this activity, it's going to give the students an AI chatbot. Now, I know that's a little scary, but they have their podcast here that they can listen to. And then over here on the right is a instructions, and this is where they're going to be doing their assignment. So review the resource, review the learning objectives right up here so they know what they need to do, and then let's go when you're ready. So this is going to be differentiated for each student. And it's going to start with the basics. Name 3 main types of fossil fuels that Maya and Carlos discussed. What do you remember? So they're going to interact with this, and let's see, popular response, IDK. And this Brisk Boost is going to be like, no worries, let me help you remember. So here's a hint. One starts with C, one is solid, one starts with a P and is liquid. So this is going to really scaffold and structure them so that they get the gist of what was going on in the podcast. And this is all connected to a class so that you can see their responses, you can see where they're struggling, and it gives you really good data and formative data to help with your instruction. You can also use it as summative. There's a tutor feature. There's some real world math problems. There's a lot of different possibilities that you can use with this Brisk Boost feature. I want to go back to our non-renewable energy, and I want to show another feature on Brisk Boost or Brisk. If I click on this, I have this article, and now I want to create an inquiry task. So let me show you what this does. Create an inquiry task about this web page and I type this a lot, so I'm just gonna type to deepen student curiosity and understanding for high school environmental science course. I can add my standards to focus it, and then instead of inquiry task, I want inquiry worksheet. I'm gonna Brisk it, and then it is going to create a document. I'm going to pause here while it loads, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so it finished loading. And so now we have a renewable energy investigation worksheet. So it's a couple steps beyond that guided notes where they're just recalling information. Now they're investigating and applying and synthesizing information. So it breaks it down into different parts. Investigate. We have compare and contrast chart, critical thinking questions. We have analysis questions, synthesis and reflection. So it really takes those Bloom's taxonomy levels and creates an active, engaging handout to go along with that informational text. So this is one of the resources that you can use. Now, again, it's not 100% perfect. Definitely go through, add some scaffolding, adjust the questions to fit your students and their needs. But this is a really great and easy way to take an informational text and have different levels of engagement based on student needs or what your goals are with the information. So the next thing we're going to show is back on this article. I'm going to click Brisk Boost. I really like this article, so let's create a lesson plan based on this article. Create a lesson plan about this webpage. 10th grade, 50 minutes. I'm going to change it to 60 minutes, and you can add your standards in, and then let's brisk it, and let's see what happens. Okay, we're back. It did its thing. And now we have a complete lesson plan based on that non-renewable energy article that I have. So it gives you an overview, your learning objectives, your hook activity. It gives you the time frame, direct instruction, guided practice. I chose 60 minutes because I know that the guided practice or the independent activity might take a little more time. So I want to make sure that I built in that extra time to give more time for them to complete and work on the activities. So it gives you an independent activity, extension, and then closing and assessment. So boom, there's a lesson plan. Obviously, you need to review it and make changes and adjustments as needed, and obviously put it into common curriculum. But this is a nice, easy way to get a lesson plan, especially if you are not feeling great and you need a real quick sub plan. Right here. Here you go. Easy to follow, easy to do. The last thing that I'm going to show you is specifically for my CTE people, because this is really neat. So I have shifted to the Virginia CTE Resource Center. I clicked on View Curriculum. It took me to the Virtual Virginia Canvas course, which has all of these modules and all of the competencies that the students need. Basically, what I can do is if I click on this, it's going to give me information for what they need to know on that specific competency. And I can use Brisk Boost to create a lesson plan based on this competency. And then, boom, I'm ready to go. So it has all of this. We click our Brisk. This one, we have to highlight the text that we need. Brisk, create, lesson plan. And boom, we got a whole lesson based on that specific competency. And then we can use that for our records to mark our competency charts at the end of the year. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so it finished its creation of this lesson plan, and now I have my lesson overview, objectives, materials, structure. Even gives me this direct instruction defining wellness, which I can then go through and click Brisk, and I can create a presentation based on that information right there. And it's going to auto create with images, describe the topic, wellness. I can also, when I'm giving my prompt, I can also put in the standard that I'm working on, or the students will be able to, and just put the competency right in there. I'll choose a presentation style and then let it do its magic. And boom, it has created a presentation based on the information. It's still generating. Again, it is a great starting point. So obviously you'll need to go in and make adjustments, but it gives you guided think, pair, share activities, discussion activities, and information based on what you want them to learn. So that is a brief Brisk overview. I know that was a lot and it was longer than my normal videos, but I hope that you can take a little snippet of something in here and, work smarter, not harder. Okay, and there you have it. That is your No Fuss Friday Brisk deep dive. I know that was a lot to take in. Thanks for sticking around, but don't worry, you don't have to figure it all out on your own. Come see me and I will guide you how to work smarter, not harder with your new AI teacher clone. Because trust me, once you get the hang of this thing, you'll be saving so much time that Sunday Scaries can officially be replaced with binge watching your favorite shows guilt-free. So please stick around and answer the couple of questions that I have after this. Otherwise, I'll see you next Friday for another quick, no fuss win.